first of all, let's just go back off of, I just saw you dancing. Let's just go back off of what happened last time we spoke. Or should I say last time you spoke?
I spoke, yeah.
First of all, just to clarify some questions, I was legit surprised. I honestly thought that Brian did not do anything for our 4-year anniversary. He made it seem, and this goes back to our proposal. He made it seem like, he wasn't doing anything. Like, I'm just so busy. And I was like, it's fine.
It's okay.
It's okay. So
it's only 4 years.
It's only 4 years, but I was legit surprised.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. That was absolutely an amazing gift. And y'all probably look at it, I probably look at it maybe every other night. Like, I watch that video every other night.
That's actually true. So to the 300 to 400 of you who actually saw the video before this one even saw it, thank you guys for keeping the secret. And the rest of you guys who watched it, we appreciate all the love and support. We feel so much love, and we love you guys too. So thank you.
You guys made our anniversary so amazing. It was so cool to do this with you and just experience all this, because I'm going to be honest, I cried like 5 times. Because again, I legit thought that he wasn't doing anything.
Doesn't cry, y'all. Like, I'm not kidding. 5 times.
Thug means totally humble under God.
5
Thug out here.
times in one day. I was like, something is wrong.
Right.
I went too far. Anyway, it feels good to be back in these chairs.
Right, we haven't been in these chairs in a minute.
in these chairs in a little bit. We've taken some trips. We've gone on some conferences for my job. We just came back from Vegas. So,
never fly Spirit. I'm done.
Today, we actually got an email from someone a little while ago.
Yasmin.
Shout out to Yasmin. And she asked a question that we thought would be very fitting to talk about after our 4-year anniversary. The question was, what are some things that we wish we knew coming into our marriage? And we figured, since we have 4 years under our belt, we can think of 4 things that we would wish we would have known coming into marriage. So guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on our channel. We would love to bring you into the family and hear what you have to say about our topics. To start us off, in general, we feel like we've asked for people for advice. Married couples who are successfully married. Before we got married, we went to marriage counseling. We've thought about marriage a lot before we got married. That was not something we took lightly. Most of you know our story of how serious we were even in the dating relationship phase. But no matter what advice people give you before marriage, there is just a difference of intellectually understanding it and then actually experiencing it.
Number 1. I wish people would have talked about mirroring. And mirroring means that because you're with somebody day to day, it almost shows who you are based on the...
We have a visitor. Hi, Naya.
Hi. She was like, I wanted to be in the photo. So, number 1, I wish that people would have told me about mirroring. And when I mean mirroring, I mean you're with somebody every day. And when you're with somebody every day, it's almost like you're looking at their true colors, you're looking at all of their positives and negatives, but with those positives, you're seeing your negatives. How you handle work, Brian is amazing at work, and how he handles people, how you can engage in people. Just different ways of life that I'm like, man, I'm not that great at, and I should be great at. So it almost makes you want to work harder to be better at that. And there's so many benefits of that because you work hard, but it can sometimes be a negative because you're constantly looking at that person. You're constantly seeing it, so you're seeing your flaws. And so one of the things that I had to learn was how to balance that thinking, right? Balance the thinking of, it's okay that I see my flaws through him. He's helping me to be a better person in those areas.
We're both coming up.
Exactly, we're both coming up. We're both lifting each other up, and he's working on me to be, I'm not the best at organization. I'm not as you guys know about the communication and finances, I wasn't that great. And so every time I saw him do something that was better than me, it was like, I need to get there, I need to do this, I need to do that. And he was the one that's like, no, we're going to work through this together. We're going to be here together.
And I think it's impossible to live with someone with that level of intimacy and depth of time spent, just the time spent with each other.
Yeah.
Your true colors come out regardless, if you want them to or not. Like who you really are down to the core of your being comes out in a marriage. So, you know, when the core does come out, when who you really are comes out, good, bad, ugly, etc., you can't help but face truth about yourself.
Yeah.
You can't help but look in that mirror and say, like, who am I really? Because you can avoid it, you can give excuses for it, but when your wife or your husband like confronts you and says, there's a problem day in and day out, we struggle with this, we struggle with that, or, you know, I see this gap in your life, like, period, that you have to face those issues. You can't run from them. And so that mirroring effect, like you said, like, it's like looking at yourself.
Every day.
When I am looking at you, I am seeing myself. The good and the bad.
It's like true oneness. It's true oneness.
It is unity all the way.
Yeah, and I mean, and I think that's how marriage should be. You know, we should see each other when we look at each other, but it gives us motivation to work on the things that we struggle with.
And I think the beautiful part about it is that marriage puts you in a position where you can really excel as a person, as a human. Because you are confronting the truth about yourself. You're confronting the negatives and the positives, and you're making a decision one way or the other. Decision, go left and avoid it all and stay where you are, or decision, go right and use all that for energy to just become the best version of yourself. So I think marriage is such a beautiful thing, and that's why God designed it that way, to bring out the best of two people.
That's one thing that I love about us, and especially you, because I think that you are and you were really good at this, even in dating. Like you always have the willingness to change. And that is something that we both have, but I just appreciate that I'm with somebody that also, like, we want to work on each other. We want to be better. So that's the beautiful thing about it. But that's something that it's like, whoa, wish we would have known. Right?
Numero dos. All right, so for me, one of the big things that I think I understood intellectually about marriage, but I was not ready for it, was the need to be intentional in your marriage. And I think the reason why I didn't have to think about it was because my life was so much simpler before marriage. Like, my life was easy. We were in college and we had a job during the summer, and life was that. That's all it was.
I would honestly say the beginning of marriage too.
And the first 2 years of marriage.
We weren't that story where, oh my gosh, we learned so many things about each other coming in. Like, that was not our story.
We really knew each other.
We really knew each other
to the depths before marriage.
So we were. I don't think that was a problem in the beginning of marriage. I mean,
no. So it was about halfway through marriage when life started to change, and we had a lot of transitions in our life. And that caused our schedules to be more difficult, for things to be more compact in our daily lives. And so now it was when we just came home every night and hung out with each other for like 3 hours a day.
Chill.
Now it's like, oh my goodness, I don't have time to hang out 3 hours a night with you. So when can we hang out, and when can we spend time together, and how do we keep our spontaneity alive, and how do we keep our date night and our, just the whole fun of our relationship? It becomes more difficult if you are not intentional. And I had to learn, even like literally as of 20 minutes ago before this video, we were talking about schedules and intentionality and the time we're going to spend with each other upcoming and how we're going to do that. I just think that I had to shift my mindset and begin thinking strategically. Just like I think on my job and my business and other areas of life, I had to think strategically about our marriage and actually put a game plan together and say, what goals do we have for where we want to be relationally, and how are we going to hit those goals? So just putting time and attention and focus into how we want our marriage to look like, how we're going to spend time together, and make sure that the time we do spend together has our undivided attention.
Right. I think this is the most important part that we have to learn when it comes to intentionality. That is a word. Intentionality is that we thought that we were being intentional when we were chilling. In the beginning of marriage, we were like,
good.
Oh, so this is intentional? Like, you come home and we just, chill and watch movies. But then when we started to get busy and more stuff just started to come at us, and we were starting to add more businesses, we are a part of different ministries, and God is actually elevating us to do more, I think is that true definition of learning how to abase and abound, what Paul said, and learning how to adjust in the highs and the lows. We were adjusting at that season. As seasons change, they make it harder and we had to adjust even more.
Right.
So I think when you start off and we start off in marriage, it's almost like, oh, we got this. We cool. You know, we're walking this lane, but then as the next season changes, it's like we have to adjust the way that we do things. And adjusting takes time and it takes transition and it's even more intentional.
And honestly, it's preparation for when we have kids. We don't have kids right now.
Right.
Which is even easier. So when we have kids, that'll just be another layer of things that we need to be intentional about with our marriage. So we wanted to learn how to be intentional.
Intentional, guys. Number 3. I wish I knew that sometimes in marriage, like, we just need space. And
what you trying to say?
No, I would say more so for our marriage, when I know that he's having a bad day, I felt, especially in the beginning of marriage, I was like, okay, what can I do? The atmosphere would change. You know, he would come home and it would have nothing to do with me, but he would just have a bad day. You know, I like, you know, fun atmospheres. I like atmospheres of peace. I like, you know, I was all happy today. And just because he has a bad day shouldn't change my mood, or I should be irritated because he had a bad day. And in everything I'm trying to do, because I hate this. And sometimes, to be honest, I still hate this. When I'm trying to make him feel better and he's just like, shut down. I just need my space.
I need space.
And the crazy thing is that I need space too.
Yes.
So I shouldn't be offended or hurt because I can't make him feel better. It's not.
There it is.
Yeah, it's not my job to necessarily make him feel better. I can do things to show love and I can do things, but he can do it. Like, he can make himself better. He can do it. He just needs time. And sometimes time is all it takes.
It's just funny because she would like be so adamant, and this is why I love her. Oh my goodness, like, but she would be so adamant about doing anything and everything to make me happy.
I'll be sitting up here like,
I'll do whatever you want. Like, what's wrong? Well, let's go do this. Let's go. And for me, there are certain things that I need to problem solve. I'm a problem solver. So if I have something that happened and I go into the mode of like solution. So my mind is working 1,000 miles a minute. So just getting my mind off it does not help me. In fact, I need to put my mind more on it. And so I just need room. I just need room to breathe while I'm going through that place.
And I would be all up in his face.
And I would just be like, baby, I love you.
What happened? I didn't talk to you about it.
Give me some room.
Give me some room. Give me some room.
Hey. Number 4. All right, number 4. I wish that I knew or had a better understanding of the level of accountability in a marriage. And again, this is one of those things that I intellectually understood, but actually experiencing is a whole different level. See, as Lexi had mentioned in a previous video, I was someone who was kind of solo, you know.
Solo dolo.
Solo dolo, lone wolf. Like, I do my own thing, and I kind of answer to myself. You know, I was living on my own, and I went to college. I was just responsible for me, right? So everything in life, I ran by me, and I usually approved of my own decisions. So, you know, it was one of those situations where being in a marriage and becoming one with another individual, now I gotta run everything by her. Like, it was strange, it was weird, it was like, there's another level of accountability that I didn't understand, because I used to be able to just make quick decisions on my own and move and fast and go. And I couldn't do that anymore. I had to make sure that she's on the same page, that do we have the same goals? Does this align with our goals? Not my goals, but does this align with our dreams, not my dreams? And making sure that she's on board, everything from finances to where we live, when we go places, what we do.
And we're talking about like human people, right? You answer to God, but you weren't answering to anybody else.
Let's clarify.
Yeah.
Always accountable to him.
Yes.
So it was just another level of understanding how to bring her in and allow myself to be held accountable to her, and allow her to check me and to challenge me and to ultimately say no to some things that I really wanted. She humbled me because I realized there was a lot of times where I was wrong, that she had a better idea, that she was right about something, and I had to be okay with that and realize that that is just a beautiful part of marriage that made me a better person.
I would say because we learned these 4 things, it's helped us to become better at communication and things that we need to do through the seasons of life.
Yeah.
And when we say we wish we knew, it's one of those things where I don't think anybody could really explain it to us or fully understand unless you're really in it, and people can talk to us about it as married people, but to really internalize it and to picture it in our own lives, because you think we got this, and which we do, but it takes more work than you thought, because even the season before or how things used to be, you're like, man, we're killing it in this season.
And sometimes you don't got it.
And sometimes you don't got it. And sometimes in other seasons, it's a hard season. You would think that it's easy to have this kind of love or this kind of relationship, but I think it takes way more work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We out here doing the work.
That's what I'm saying.
Period. Okay? Those are the 4 things we wish we knew. Let us know what you think. What would be 4 things that you would want to know from us? And yeah, is there anything else?
There is a 5th one.
Yes.
But we're gonna save that for an entire new video next time.
Yes.
So please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe on our page. We love to get to know everyone. We read all the comments, I promise.
It takes us a while, but we do read them.
We get them. We will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.
See you next video.
Bye.
I was looking to see if she was in the frame.
No, she would post up. She was getting closer and closer.
I know, she was like, I was like, see if she was in the frame. I was like, is she in the frame?